inside of Rostov, Russia, using drones. Let me repeat that again. President Zelensky in a FISA
for our national security, and it was never actually the case.
Bingo. So with all of that, with the exposition, let's get to something that we're very proud to be able to offer to all of you. This is an extraordinary story, and let's go ahead and put it up there on the screen. So in our perusal of the documents, here is what we found. These documents show President Zelensky privately suggested striking a Russian deployment location inside of Rostov, Russia, using drones. Let me repeat that again. President Zelensky, in a FISA, basically a spy warrant document, and where we were spying on him, privately suggested to his top generals that they use Ukrainian drones to strike Russian troops inside of Russia. Zelensky, quote, told his commander-in-chief that Ukraine does not have long-range missiles capable of striking Russian troops deeper inside of Russia, nor anything to attack them, suggesting a good opportunity. The private intelligence assessment indicates Zelensky sees a lack of long-range missiles as limiting his ability to strike deeper inside of Russia. Despite previous promises, he does not aim to do so by U.S. authorities. Now, why does that matter? And I'm, again, actually have the raw document in front of me, in which we suggest a couple of things. One, we are privately spying on Zelensky because we don't trust him, because we want to figure out what he really wants to do. Two, well, how many times have we been assured here that longer-range missiles by Ukraine and for their defenses will only be used in a defensive purpose? Now, look, you could argue, theoretically, that it is defense. Now,
Can you hear me now?
Why do you gotta go breaking things, eh?
Dude, I don't understand what happened there. I
Not a clue.
wasn't muted on anything.
Nope. It was just all of a sudden. Sounds fine now.
I came out and gave a whole inspirational speech about I actually gave kudos to this administration.
Oh,
You
Jesus, that's
guys
where you
missed
messed
it.
up.
Well, basically, this is what I was saying: is people are looking at these leaked things, and obviously, it's a bad sign that Zelensky wanted to do this. But at the same time, the fact that we would have never known about this, but the fact that we're spying on them, like Sagar said here, kind of shows that we don't fully trust them, and we're at least doing our due diligence. And the fact that Biden hasn't given them jets or any kind of long range artillery, obviously, I think we see why now. And the reason I say that is I think that's a good sign. I think it shows that we don't want to get dragged into an even bigger ordeal here. So I think we got to look at it as a sign of hopefully something's coming now. The downside of that is it could be because something's on the horizon with China, but let's do one thing at a time. If we can get the Russian thing cleared up, get some kind of peace over there, and move the fuck on.
Ditto.
But like I always say, I'll give this administration or any administration shit when they do stuff I don't agree with. But when they do when they show some restraint and there is a little glimmer of positivity, you got to give credit where credit's due.
I mean, you are good at that. Shitting on somebody when they are like mess up, just busting balls, or at least turned it into some kind of constructive criticism. And then what was the other one?
Market today. What did you think? Any surprises?
Jesus. I mean, other than the last hour of trading, yeah, that was a very interesting. What I don't even know what you'd call that. Fall off the bookshelf, hit every shelf on the way down. I mean, it took off.
That bad, huh? Or that good?
I mean, it went. It went. I mean, it left. It broke right down through. I want to say it was the 4.0. I couldn't see most of it because I was in the middle of doing shit. But I mean, yeah, it had to have been every bit of 410. Broke through 490 or 409, 70 or something, and just started just leaking.
Did it coincide with Yellen speaking?
Hell yeah.
Did you guys watch any of that? Did you watch any of that? We're gonna watch a little of that here in a bit.
No, I was not able.
Oh, she's just lying through her teeth. It's great.
She likes to be bumping them gums lately.
She said everything's good. Everything's good.
Everything's fine.
She said it
Don't
multiple
worry.
ways.
Hey, look, man, you're being a goddamn tinfoil hat theory overthinker, dude. Just listen to fucking
It's after 9 o'clock, dude. That's what
no,
we're here to do.
bro, no,
We
listen,
think
no.
inside the box up until 9, and now
You got to listen to Mort Goldman once in your lifetime, okay? Listen, you can't go and just assume that you're not getting the best economical, financial, just on a global scale. That lady's like Marge Sweetwater, honestly. Looking like, what's that? What's the clown on The Simpsons?
Krusty.
Krusty. Yeah, looking kind of like that. Little better haired. Nah, her hair sucks.
She could. I could see like one of when she's like grown up, kind of looking like her.
Weren't those big Amazon bitches
You
though?
gotta wonder though, a lady like that that's been in finance her whole career, Kramer. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah. She's
is she this terrible
desensitized.
or is she just a liar? Like,
Is it
yeah,
desensitized at some point?
I don't know. I guess that's one word for it.
I mean, it's like I mean, desensitized in the sense of like, I don't know. I think that at least you could go and call it a lot of things, but you could go and say on the positive side of things, maybe it is just the amount of years that she has been doing it. So she's seen a lot of variety. However, it's probably because it's written for her. Like I'm actually curious, like who are the people that make the decisions fundamentally that are then taken by hundreds of millions of people and then been like there I don't know much about the federal shit when it comes to the Federal Reserve and stuff like that, but why are they adding another 30,000 people? Can you answer that question for me? Like, we're still going after PPP loans or people that are bouncing on their taxes, and we're like, we got better things to worry
They ain't
about,
coming
yo.
after me. I just sent the check out today.
Oh yeah, well,
I just made it. Was it the 15th, the last day? Get your taxes out, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. Unfortunately, that is the case.
So we had Alibaba. So I looked a little bit more into those, and it's kind of humorous.
I'm
So
sorry,
remember I was
I
saying,
missed from when when I said I got a phone call on. I didn't really catch most of the market, so you'll have to refresh me.
so Alibaba announced AI in all their products, and then China announced kind of some restrictions on AI.
What kind of products does Alibaba have? Like, I thought they were a website.
They are. I think it's.
Oh, okay,
I think
okay.
it's like
Integration.
their.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hold on. I got a clip of it of the lady in China that's actually a good reporter early in the morning.
Oh, that's.
But basically, they're going to govern. They're going to control it. I mean, they're using buzzwords like, well, it's got to act ethically, and it's got to. The liability is going to be the issue, which will probably end up being an issue here.
No.
Who liability falls on with AI.
No, we need the button where it goes and tells you to turn it into a sociopath. No feelings, no emotions.
Well, I mean, it'll get to that point, but smaller steps at first will be like copyright issues. Like,
Okay.
If you have AI create something, does the service that's providing that AI own the copyright to it, or do you own the copyright to it? Who technically created it?
But you're giving that AI. Oh, you're saying like the business?
Who owns the product? Say it's a piece of art. Say I'm using whatever service XYZ, whatever the AI service to create art is. You know what I mean? I create something with it.
Be a normal human being. Take 1% of every.
That I don't really create. AI creates it. Who owns the license?
Right. Be a normal human being and be a bullshit company and take your 1%. of each transaction or everything, like if it ever makes money, just like how Pinterest does. You can go and add things to Pinterest or Canva or whatever. You're able to add stock photos. If anybody uses those, they go and pay you a certain amount of money.
Right, but what happens when systems just get overloaded because people are just creating so much shit? You know what I mean? Right now, to create something, I mean, people are already using AI, so I can't say right now, but it was very recent that like you can just press a button and like, did you hear that Jay-Z song? I just listened to a whole AI podcast, dude. Joe Rogan. It wasn't even Joe Rogan. It was an AI version of Joe Rogan interviewing an AI version of the dude that started ChatGPT. It's fucking crazy.
Does the guy from ChatGPT look like the asshole that made the man? What was that weird ass product?
I don't know what he looks like. I didn't see. It was just an audio thing. It's called the Joe AI Rogan Experience, some shit like that.
Okay.
And I mean, it was off. Like you could notice that. You could tell that it wasn't.
Oh, is it the thing that like all the Biden Trump things that I see like playing video games?
No, this was just audio,
Oh,
but it was good. Like they must have used, obviously, because that guy I think was involved in doing it with Rogan. They must have used like, you know, I don't know, a real good version of whatever or a good whatever to make it like conversation. Like they just told. I don't like. I gotta look more into it and how they made it happen. Like how, because when it starts off, the AI is talking and it's like, yeah, you guys think I'm Joe Rogan. This is not Joe Rogan. None of the guests on this show are real. We're all AI. That, you know, like it's friggin' it's weird as shit, dude.
well, it's weird that they can almost we can interpret them mimicking linguistics as personality.
Well, and what I noticed is that the guy says a whole lot of times. Like it's not, they don't talk robotically because of AI. It's just
I
very
probably
strange.
do that every day. 100.
Well, and you know what it is? This Adam Curry was talking about this. So many people got used to listening to like podcasts and stuff to 1.5 speed, stuff like that, that they don't even notice like when they're listening to a deep fake because they're just used to listening to shady audio.
Oh, that's good.
But I mean, this soon into it being able to do that, and like I said, there's a Jay-Z song out there that they just like sample. I don't know what they did, but you would think that it was just and it wasn't. It was just a complete AI made Jay-Z song.
It's weird.
Well, someone's gonna come out on top on this, and
You got
I
to
don't
think
know.
that it's going to be probably the front runners. Like, you know, I genuinely think.
Well, I'm gonna play a meta clip here in a few minutes for
I
you, and
was
I'm gonna
just
let you.
about to say that.
I'm gonna see if you think that it's the meta
No, I was
people.
just gonna say. I think it's Zuckerberg himself. I think you go and like stick a USB in that guy's ass. You go and probably get ChatGPT. No shit.
Now I'm gonna play this clip, and I don't claim to be an expert on anything, especially AI, but I have listened to a lot of intelligent people talk about where AI is at,
Why is this
and these
already
are,
bad?
well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just because I've listened to like Lex Friedman. He's had a couple of good you know, people that have been not people that are just involved in this wave now, people that have been involved in AI, you know, 10 plus years.
Right.
So like I don't know.
Run the clip.
All right, hold on 1 second.
This already, like, I gotta
There's
be
a
honest.
couple of them.
I gotta be honest that you did not give it a rave review coming in, so this should be good.
No, but maybe I'm more critical of the news than some people. Maybe I find it funnier or more like pointing. Like to me, this is a sign for not a good sign for Meta.
Probably not. Well, I mean, they're burning through cash on the metaverse.
Well, yeah, I think that's not. Well, that's I think the root of this problem is now they're playing catch up.
Facebook parent company Meta released a new artificial intelligence model today. It's called the Segment Anything Model, or SAM. It can pick out objects and outline them in images and videos. It can also pick out items outside of its training. Objects can be selected by clicking on them or writing a text prompt. In one demonstration, writing the word cat prompted the tool to draw boxes around each of several cats in a photo. Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg has said that incorporating generative AI is a priority for the company this year.
Okay, so that's just a little prologue. And now
Yeah.
Okay, so now's the actual interview with the guy.
Joining me now is Jake Maymar, VP of Innovation, the Glimpse Group. Now, this new Meta AI model, it can identify objects in an image. What is the significance here?
Well, the biggest value is you can search any image, any video, any sort of spatial place. And the reason why that's valuable is just imagine, you're just like looking at an image, and of course you can see cats, and you're like, okay, well, how is that valuable? Because I do XR, I do VR and AR enterprise solutions. The reason why this is so valuable to me is if I have a headset and I'm looking around, it will automatically know what those objects are. So it will know that's a phone. It will know that's a computer. It will know that's a chair. And because it knows that, there's all these sort of rules that will automatically be associated with it. So if it's a donut, I know I can eat it. If it's a phone, it will actually have data on it. And if it's my phone, it will actually have my data on it. So there's all these ways that it's going to be basically creating a very frictionless experience where you're going to be interacting with the virtual world in a very intuitive way.
I see. I wonder if this is just the beginning. I wonder if this will develop into something even further. Maybe you can comment on that.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is just the beginning. I think that this is the early building blocks of where this language model is going to go. Right now, they're talking about images and video, but really, I think that the real use case is spatial. And if you can identify objects in space, both with AR, so in physical space, and then also in virtual space, you can assign value to those objects.
What?
Okay.
The
So remember
that guy's got Down syndrome.
Remember a couple weeks ago or a month ago when we talked about TikTok and I told you what the technology that they were using is?
Yeah.
Are they that far ahead? Because this is like what TikTok's been doing for 3 years. This is the introductory level of that.
You're talking about LiDAR.
Yes, recognition. It's this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy is an idiot.
No, yeah, 100%.
All over the place, and that's and.
Well, the thing that I like,
What I'm saying is,
I got to give the guy props.
All this stuff has been happening though elsewhere. You have people that just mine this data all day long, as far as identifying stuff. Like this idiot, you're gonna put a headset on, and because the headset tells you something's a donut, you're gonna fucking eat it.
No,
Like it's
no.
nonsensical.
No, my favorite was and I know exactly what
Oh,
happened.
it gets better because in this next one he starts using buzzwords.
Oh wait, there's more.
Oh yeah.
My favorite was the cats.
Yeah, well, he talks about cats now. He talks about them a little bit more. What if it's not just a random cat? What if it's a specific cat?
Oh, stop playing with me. I'm jacked to the tits right now. Let me go.
All right, let's go.
But that's the starting point. But then you can also use like blockchain to actually make those objects have a specific value and have a specific sort of security associated with them. So, for instance, if I were to pick up my phone, it would automatically know this is my phone. This is specifically my phone. And I would be able to access all the information on my phone without having to have passwords or any sort of identification. It just automatically knows this is my phone, and I can immediately access the information on it.
What if?
Okay, so cats on the blockchain.
This guy needs to be stoned with a big fucking rock.
Why do we need a password for our phone in the real world, but we're not going to protect it with one in the whatever verse this guy is talking about?
This guy hurts.
You got one more from him.
Oh Jesus.
Now, is there any concern that comes with this? As you know, with all new technology, it always has some worry associated with it.
Oh, absolutely. With all new technologies, being able to search an image or a video or a spatial location, that definitely is the cause for worry in some ways because, well, now that's information that we didn't have before. It's kind of one of those things. It's like privacy. You know, privacy is definitely a concern. As this right now, it can identify cats, but what if it's a specific cat? It can identify people, but I don't believe it can identify specific people. Well, when it can, then that's a privacy concern.
I see. And can this be combined with other AI models, AI programs like ChatGPT or Midjourney, for example? Can all these things work in tandem?
Absolutely.
So there you have it.
Okay.
And that clip is credited to the No Agenda show. That's where the bullshit came from. So yeah, I think Meta is far behind the curve, judging by this. Maybe this interview may not speak for much, but
bro, they got a guy from Shriners to come out and do their fucking AI. And stop it. Like I know fuck all about AI. I promise you.
Same with me. I know.
Oh my God, I'd be depressed if I was Mark Zuckerberg right now.
I know that I literally told you, like I said, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, probably a month ago, that this was the technology that TikTok's been using, not some new technology that TikTok's working on. And if TikTok's doing it, you know, they're not the only game.
You're talking about LiDAR, right? I'm
talking about recognition of just what things are.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely echoed you talking about that. The reason why was because we were talking about Pokemon Go and how if Pokemon Go wanted to make a GPS right now, they could flick of a switch.
Yeah.
Like that is, I guess, spatial recognition and AR,
yeah,
but
it'll all be AR. Zuckerberg's wasted too much time with VR.
I just don't know. Like, I don't know, man. You gotta think that if anybody wants to go full Super Saiyan on a project, it's got to be him.
But that's why I think they're in the worst shape, because I think they're getting hit with back to back. Like, I think they went all in on on the metaverse, and other companies pulled back. You know what I mean? And now
They're so
because
deep.
of it, because of AI being like such a big hit, I feel like Meta's abandoning the metaverse and then gonna double down on AI. Now maybe that will be a good thing. Maybe they will say, "Fuck it, we got to make a splash." You know what I mean? But at the
Think
same
about the
time,
kings
coming
of
off
data get involved with Chat GPT.
Elon's got the biggest
Right, because
database.
Zuckerberg lost his in when they got in trouble.
Well, I mean, Zuckerberg's already got all the data that he needs.
Right. So what happens if Daddy
So
turns
they've
on his
been.
machine? He's the one that started this problem.
Well, the thing is, Elon's gonna have him beat, because Tesla's gonna be not Tesla, excuse me. Twitter's gonna be a one-stop shop. So now they can do banking and everything on there with X.
XRP. Oh, with
No, that
okay, yeah.
X.com or X whatever his company. I mean, hey, Cash App guy's dead. I got an interesting clip on that too. I'd like to play. It's kind of funny because it's well, it's not really funny, but it's
Morbid.
It's a representative from San Francisco who, like, a couple years ago, was tweeting and stuff, calling for defunding the police and this, that, and the other thing. And now she's crying the blues, like, we've been asking for police for months and nothing's happening. I only bring it up because that's where dude got murdered.
Yeah.
But it's
no, it's an unfortunate situation, but like there are ironic things about it for sure.
yeah, there's a lot of who knows. Who knows? It is unfortunate. Dude was young too, right? Only like 42, I think. Something like that. 42, 43, young guy. Couple kids.
Something like that. I just don't know why the hell he was out by himself with no security. That shit doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
You are worth hundreds of billions of dollars to somebody if they want to actually come fuck with you. Hundreds of billions. Like, if you valued your life and gave somebody the keys to the business, somebody, I don't know, I feel like the triads would probably do something like that. Kidnap a banker and just take everything.
Yeah, I mean, it could have just been a random act of violence. You've seen a lot of that over there.
Yeah, okay, but with the exact...
You never know,
Stop
man.
it.
I mean,
No. We're not going to walk over the fact that the homie from Cash App, which is probably one of the most used things
yeah, I
right
mean,
now.
I would lean to something bigger if I had to guess, but at the same time, there's
Okay, I'll give you the 10%.
there's a level of hate and frustration and despair out there.
Right, but what would have been...
a dude, not even like I wouldn't have been able to point out that dude. Like, he's not. If I seen him walking down the street, I wouldn't be like, oh, there's whatever his name is. Like,
right, but
so
that
it could have
means
been someone that just seen someone that was well to do and just,
I mean, that could be the case, but like, it just doesn't make any sense. Why? I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'm sure we won't hear anything about it. It'll be a tax write-off.
Yeah, I mean,
They aren't saying shit about it anyway.
I'd like to know more about that cryptocurrency that he started too.
Yeah, but the fact that it's perfectly timed with the Fed shit, and
well, you could look at it a ton of different ways. You could say it's perfectly timed with Elon rolling out a payment thing. You can look at that angle. I'm not pointing any fingers, but I'm just saying, if you want to look at it that way.
Yo, Elon, come on the show, defend yourself.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome anytime.
You see, he changed the date to 4/20 for the check marks. People to keep their check marks before they got to start paying for them.
I have not a clue what you're talking about.
Because they're getting rid of the legacy check marks, like people that had check marks before he took over. They're getting rid of those, and you have to pay for them now.
Oh, that's what's up.
So now not that they were really.
Why the hell are you paying for the... Do we pay for a check mark?
I hope not.
Shit, I gotta look at that. I probably do. Oh, that's an L. Microtransaction, even when I don't... shit. Call of Duty doesn't get me enough. Speaking of, brand new season out.
Brand new season of Call of Duty.
Yeah, and that doesn't really apply to anybody, but what I can go and bring it back to is that I just saw a shitload of ATVI calls to 80 for, I believe, June. It might have actually been, it was either a 6 or a 12, but I saw Tesla 200s for June and December go in, and there was a lot of them. I think 7 point something million dollars worth of derivatives out there. But then I saw a Activision, and it got me thinking. They're about to go and put out, or I guess they already did today. They put out season 3 or whatever it is. The brand new battle pass. Everything is almost set up to where all these people are about to buy all this shit because I'm about to get on after we're done here and play, but I have to go, and they're doing this a completely different system that I don't know enough about yet, but as far as I know, you're going to be buying the battle pass, which is usually like the coins inside the game. It's actually not the coins inside the game. Well, I mean, you have one little battle pass that you can buy now, and kind of similar to Fortnite, you also have a second tier, but now that's apparently $30 cash only. For some reason, it has to reiterate cash only. But it basically seems like a fundraiser really quick right before something in June. Like whether it's earnings or whatever, like I feel like this could be something happening
It
now.
could be the Microsoft deal going through. So that deal is for $68.7 billion,
Suck my ass.
which is $2 billion more than what their market
Please
cap is right
explain
now.
that to me. Well, not well, I can understand giving them 2 extra, but like that's ridiculous. Activision being worth billions of dollars?
Multiple billions.
Right, I could understand maybe 10, 20, 30, not $100 billion in capital at some point in that business. If you're valuing it at 68,
I mean, they must make money.
they make a
That's
shitload of
still
money. That
expensive.
absolutely
22 times earnings they trade at. 22 times like annual earnings.
right. So, but like,
So their earnings projected for this year, their stock is worth 22 times that. Tesla is one of the highest. Tesla was like 50 for a while. Actually, Tesla was like 100 for a while.
speaking of actually doing our jobs and seeing something analytical that caught our eye, have you seen AMC's cost to borrow?
I did. I seen a couple different things. I don't think that anyone's putting bullshit out, but I don't ever know what to fucking believe on. on AMC's cost to borrow. It never makes sense to me why
It doesn't
people
make
would
any
be
sense why you
paying
would go
like
1,000% to short. They would just let it
a
run.
$5 stock. Why would you pay like 40? What was it today? 824% or something. It was like $46 or $42. Or why would you?
You tell me,
I mean, and
Grandmaster
then
Flash.
with that cost to borrow, do you only have to pay that if you hold it overnight? So like if I borrow a share of AMC by shorting it and then sell that before the end of the day, do I got to pay that? Like what's the time frame on it?
Well, typically it's usually the day. So that's why they've been. I do know that that's how they have gotten away with it in the past, is just doing basically a day borrow and not ever having to pay the cost.
Tesla's earnings or Tesla's PE, by the way, is 40, just under 48. So 48 times what they're going to make this year is what their stock's worth.
Mm-hmm.
But now you see why when they show 40% growth, they drop 7% because it wasn't 50% growth.
Right. Yeah, no, I would be I'm fading everybody's bullshit this week, boys. So I believe that
CPI
we
predictions, man. CPI tomorrow. I mean, that's
stop. That's gonna be a
it's
ridiculous.
a weird one, CPI, because it comes out at 8:30. When we get those 8:30 drops, you get an immediate response, but then a lot of times by the time it opens, it levels out.
Or it
Either
puts you in
which
a
way.
position where you're afraid to do anything because you don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's usually because it levels out. Say you get a big drop at 8:30, you get that slow climb back up into 9:15 where it's almost at the levels before it drops and people start talking nonsense on CNBC. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times.
I mean, like and subscribe to Outside the Charts where you don't get bullshit.
And the funny thing is that they hype CPI more than anything, even though the Fed uses the other one, PCE or PCE, I think it is their indicator. I mean, don't get me wrong, they use CPI, but not as much. But maybe it comes in good. Maybe people stop spending. I mean, at some point you got to think people have to slow down on spending, and you got to think that
No.
I mean,
You're not gonna pay $3 for a thing of bread?
well, yeah, you're gonna, but I think that's why it appears like people aren't slowing down on spending, because they're spending the same amount of money just on less stuff. And
What are you talking about? They're spending more money on the same shit.
well, yeah.
So, like, yeah, I could
But
imagine
a
that
lot
those.
of people just can't even do that. So a lot of people just had $100 grocery budget. You know, they can't just magically make that budget $150. Now they're buying cheaper shit, less shit, eating oatmeal a couple times a week, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, very odd.
But let's take a look at we'll watch just the first couple minutes of what Mort had to say, because I think she shed some hope. Gives us reason to feel good about the economy and where we're heading. Give me a second, I gotta find it.
Buckets. What's up, Lobo? How's everything, baby? Appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us.
There she comes.
We'll be coming around the mountain.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here, and thank you to the World Bank and IMF for hosting the spring meetings. I know that it will be a productive week. Let me begin by outlining a few of our key priorities for this week, and then I'll turn to your questions. First, I'm looking forward to working with my counterparts on the global macroeconomy. During the G20 in February, I said that the global economy was in a better place than many predicted last fall. That basic picture has remained largely unchanged. Prices of commodities like food and energy have stabilized. Supply chain pressures continue to ease, and global growth projections remain higher than they were in the fall. This progress is due in part to the steps we've taken. Those include macroeconomic policies within our own borders and joint actions like the Black Sea Grain Initiative that have helped lower food costs. The price cap is also helping stabilize global energy markets while reducing Russia's primary source of revenue. In the United States, our labor market remains strong. Our unemployment rate is near historic lows. Inflation remains too high, although we've seen welcome signs over the past half year that inflation is moderated. As we tackle our immediate challenges, the United States is also making historic long-term investments in the productive capacity and resilience of our economy. For example, the Inflation Reduction Act is spurring a wave of clean energy investments, which will have significant positive spillovers across the globe. Still, we remain vigilant to the downside risks. For over a year now, the world has contended with the negative consequences of Russia's illegal war against Ukraine. Many countries are still recovering from the pandemic shock, and in some countries, including the United States, there have been recent pressures on our banking systems. I've been in close communication with my counterparts over the past few weeks on these developments, and I look forward to continuing that dialogue this week. Here at home, the U.S. banking system remains sound, with strong capital and liquidity positions. The global financial system also remains resilient due to the significant reforms that nations took after the financial crisis. We're committed to continuing this work through bodies like the Financial Stability Board and the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. Financial regulators across the world are finalizing the implementation.
All right, I've had enough of her.
So, wait a minute. Did she just point out that everything's fine, but don't think about the financial? We've learned from our mistakes. Then she goes and tells people like the financial mistakes that we made back in the other banking crash, but don't worry about it. We fixed it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
What? Bro, stop it. This is dog shit on every level. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions.
That unemployment rate, that thing's gonna plummet when things finally do catch up. What
do you mean unemployment? There's a shitload of unemployed people.
Yeah,
all historic lows.
Because all those layoffs in big tech came with severances. So once those severance packages run out, 6 months, 3 months, a year, even some of them probably, but
I just like just how bullshit everything seems to be. Like, from a perspective of somebody that looks at everything in just a very cynical, kind of biased, I don't give a shit type of way, it seems like the people that I'm watching run our country give a shit less than I do.
Well, I think they give a shit about them and their surrounding people.
Bro, you can't spend more than $1 billion. Like, you genuinely, cool, go get one of those crazy super yachts and pay a billy for it. But honestly, unless it's a business, what does one person, one human, need more than $1 billion for?
They don't.
They don't. That's exactly right. So,
but I mean, it's a thin line between like capitalism and socialism or something, you know?
Right. But the fact that she said that we are hard stocked in liquidity and whatever bullshit, the fact that what I just heard was essentially them was her saying, yeah, we just print this shit in the back and walk it out front. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
Okay. It's just like it's blatant, it's in front of your face, and it's almost as if they think that we're fucking stupid. And that's what sucks, is you're gonna wonder one day why you guys are getting trampled by some asshole who really has lost his mind in a fucking Viking helmet, because people are done with your shit. Then you're not going to have a peaceful protest, and ended up but it's going to end up because nobody's listening to these. There is some career politicians that are yelling on the stand, not the stand, but what's the thing in the audience of the, like where you'd see Mitch McConnell or when he walks up to that little podium. Is that a stand?
A house floor.
Yeah, but like, whatever. I've seen people go and walk up to that thing, like decent politicians, and lose their shit trying to tell people, like, hey, this is a big fucking deal. And nobody's listening. And it's definitely not being broadcasted or televised, or the information isn't even able to emerge in any way that's progressive towards an overall outcome to better the situation that we're in.
There's a lot of situations.
Well, when you go and piss on everybody in the world at some point, and then you end up being weak, they tend to want to get that get back.
They do.
It's called getting it back in blood. If you're looking for how to say that.
Oh, here's one of somebody distancing themselves. Let me play this real quick.
Japan is distancing itself from the United States and the European Union, and it's buying Russian oil above the $60 per barrel. Last December, the European Union and the United States agreed to set a limit on the price of Russian oil at $60 per barrel. This pact, still in force, is part of the retaliation against Moscow for the Ukrainian conflict, also agreed by the G7 countries, including Japan. Barely 4 months after this agreement, the Wall Street Journal reports that Japan broke this agreement and began to buy Russian oil above the limit of $60 per barrel. All this is happening at a time when Russia is redirecting its exports to Asia to counteract the sanctions imposed. This scenario coincides with another delicate moment. Several countries of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries announced last Sunday unexpected voluntary cuts in their production and withdraw crude oil from the market.
So
Why did you get Kieran to run that fucking topic? Sounds like he's got like peanut butter stuck to the roof of his mouth.
the
What
point
did
of
he
it
say?
is that even other people are. That was all about Japan, who's one of our,
Makes sense.
I would say, stronger allies. You know what I mean?
Right, they're part of the yeah, absolutely. We dropped a bomb on them and said, "You want to play on our team now?"
Yeah, and they're still playing
Two,
nice.
excuse me.
They're still playing nice with us, but at the same time, completely going against the sanctions that we have on Russia.
They don't give a shit.
No, they don't, but they're they're supposed to. They're supposed to be our people, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to be taking care of our people, but we take care of everybody else, right?
Yeah, I mean, what's your definition of take care? Spend money on other places? Sure.
What are you talking about?
I don't know how much taking care we do.
Taking care. Yeah, giving somebody a few dollars. That's Italian way of taking care of somebody.
Well, the thing you have to understand is
They don't do a good job of leaving. Is
the
our
way that
problem?
our aid works. It's not like, okay, if we give $1 billion to whatever country, it's
We're
not like
setting up shop. We're
it's
setting
not
up
like
shop.
yeah, it's not like we give them $1 billion and say, here, have fun. What we do is we give them $1 billion with the agreement you're going to turn around and buy $1 billion worth of shit off of us. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Like, that's all this money that's going to Ukraine. Yeah, it's going there, and then they're buying weapons with it. So it's. I don't know. The only winner seems to be the military-industrial complex and the medical-industrial complex.
Very odd.
Odd world we're living in, Enzo. Odd world.
You're telling me, brother.
We stay distracted. That's all.
I mean, naturally.
As long as there's enough dumb shit going on, no one really pays attention to the big picture stuff, like air conditioners that are loud, shit like that.
They got to work hard down
here. What did you play going into tomorrow? How did you play it?
I have a lot of AMC 5 puts and I believe 6 5 puts and 6 calls 2 weeks out on the 6 calls. I took SPY 406s to the downside, and I took Tesla 182.5 puts.
Okay.
So I guess the I went and I'm gonna probably pick up more of these as they run, but the 406s, if I can get them to move, and or if the market moves enough and they can move, then I would be down. Grab a couple more. Tipping on them lows, girl.
Should be an interesting morning.
Yes.
Indeed.
How about you? How would you like to mow my lawn?
Mm-hmm.
Judge smells the third, Dr. Beeper and Bishop Pickering on the tee box. Yo, that bag, I swear to God, if I find that bag ever in my life, I'm picking it up 14 different ways. Every colorway you
I'm
can
sure
give
you
me.
can find a similar one.
I found the original movie poster signed, did I tell you? Oh my God. Signed by the guy that plays Dr. Dr. Schmelz and Chevy Chase.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no, tomorrow's gonna definitely be interesting. We're gonna probably be I mean, are you gonna want to throw something up early or?
Yeah, I don't have to take Nikki to school or anything tomorrow, so I'll be on before we get that whatchamacallit.
CPI.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I will see you then. Hopefully market does well right now. We are looking even.
That sounds about right.
Yep. We're going to go even. It's going to sit here and it's going to go one way or the other. And I think that a lot of people think that it's going to go and find a bottom because why not? You know, it just went to 404. We went to 411. My price. Look, Price is Right is on the TV. Pizza rolls are done in the like. Come on, man. The Fortnite item shop just came out, bro. Like, life is good.
I hear you.
But that 405 is a very hot spot that doesn't have a lot of I mean, it has a good amount of support, but it doesn't have I can't go through you support. So I'm going to be looking towards back around the 402, 401, 402 area, but probably playing it as if I'm looking at like 407, but I'm going to just play it back and forth. But I have a lot of 406s and Tesla 182s. 182 and a half.
So take a look at something just before Friday, because I think we got a roller coaster this week. I think tomorrow's the first big thing. Then PPI, not so much, as long as CPI isn't too off course. I think if CPI comes in way off course somehow, then PPI comes into play. But typically when PPI is the day after, it pretty much follows suit with CPI. So there's not too big of a reaction. But I forget who I was listening to earlier that pointed this out, going into bank earnings, because it's been strange because so many of the big banks have shills that come on MSN or CNBC, and
they're lobbyists.
Business. Yeah. So it's tough to get a any kind of honest review on what to expect. But the one dude was pretty blatantly honest. I forget who it was, but he made a great point. It pretty much checks out. I'm looking at it right now. Like when whatchamacallit collapsed, Silicon Valley, you've seen all the mega cap stocks, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Amazon.
Sell off.
No, they all ran up
at
the exact same time. And if you look at all the charts, they're all the exact same on the dailies. You know what I mean? And his theory is that the bank earnings are going to be absolute dog shit because his theory is one of two things. Unless we start seeing major sell-offs back down to these levels, so like on Microsoft, it would be back down to like between 250 and 255,
even probably 210.
His theory is that there's no way banks could have good earnings because that's why those stocks ran up, because people panicked, took money out of there and put it into mega cap stocks.
That seems to be
it's an interesting thought, but I'm just saying if we get bad, if JP Morgan, Citi, if they come out.
When do they come out?
Get to bed Friday morning.
Right.
Yeah, JP Morgan, Citi.
SPY to 420, dude.
Bitcoin dropped under 30.
Yeah, it's either going to go to 20 or 39.
Good night, Bray. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night myself. Have an early morning and have stuff up ready to go for the CPI tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Yes, definitely appreciate you guys. Yeah, any ideas for ways to approach things, what to do here? This is new for us. You know, I'm used to having a live market in front of me. So this is a little bit different, but any suggestions, tips, comments, concerns, all that good stuff.
Throw them in the suggestion box in the Discord.
Yes, sir.
All right, I will see you tomorrow.
All right, brother.
Late.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody have a fantastic rest of your evening. Thank you again, as always. Y'all are the best. And we will see you mañana. Good night, everybody.